Hi, Preston Sandlin here with Home Inspection Carolina. Today I want to talk to you about GFCI Outlets. GFCI is an acronym for Ground Fault Circuit Interrupter. These are to prevent people from getting shocked and possibly electrocuted. They differ from a breaker. A breaker is to keep your house from burning down. The way a breaker works is if there's a whole lot of current coming through and it's heating up, something went wrong, or it's heating up, it's going to trip the breaker before anything gets hot enough to burn. That's the idea. The way a ground fault circuit interrupter works is it constantly monitors the voltage, and if there's any change in the voltage, it immediately flips if it's working properly, or trips, not flips, trips, and that shuts off any electricity, so it keeps you from getting shocked. Pretty much the idea was when you were around water initially. They can fail. Basically, they have a push button on here. Let's talk about that for a second. This one's not hooked up, but when you push the reset, it'll reset. And then there's a test button to see if it works, but then you got to reset it. Now, there can be GFCI outlets that don't actually have the button. They're all tied in. They're like on a string. Usually you can have 2, sometimes 3, depending on the outlet, other ones. But your most likely place you're going to find these are kitchens and bathrooms. And I'll talk about the dates here in just a second. And I do have a little bit of a cheat sheet because I can't remember all of them. I know a lot of them, but I don't remember every single one of them. But they can fail. They can fail when they trip, and then they will not reset. That you're going to have to replace it. If they don't trip, that's bad, because then it's not performing the function for which it's intended. But they could trip, not reset, and there was another way they could fail. But anyway, they can go bad, so that's something to think of. So, like I said, they differ from a breaker, and the breaker's job is to keep the house from catching on fire, and a ground fault circuit interrupter is to keep somebody from getting shocked or electrocuted. Let's talk about the dates and where they were required and where you would see these in the house. So in 1971, they were needed construction sites within 20 feet of a pool. 1971. Here's the big one. 1975, bathrooms and outside receptacles. So if a house is built in 1974 or earlier, it is not required. However, they do a major remodel or they add on or addition, they would have to switch it over to GFCI. And it's still not a bad idea anyway. 1978, they added garages and marinas. 1981, within 10 foot of a spa or hot tub. And I apologize, I'm cheating here. I know most of them, but I want to make sure we're all correct. 1984, replacement receptacles. So if you replaced one that needed to be replaced, you'd have to have GFCI. And whenever there's a new law, the old ones still stay in place. You're just adding some new requirements. 1987, basements and then kitchens within 6 foot of a sink. And that's going to change in a minute. And hydro massage units. 1990, crawl spaces. 1993, wet bar sinks. And 1996, grade level of unfinished accessory buildings, all outdoor receptacles, all countertop receptacles in the kitchen. That's where that changes. 1987 is within 6 foot of a sink, and in 1996 it's all countertop receptacles. Now, it's not required like the one on the wall in the kitchen that your refrigerator is plugged into, because we don't want that to trip, because all our food could go bad. But it is required in the garage. Think about that if you have a freezer in there. And there's where we go. Exceptions: refrigerator, freezer, sewage lift pump, overhead receptacles, receptacles for garage door openers. And AFCI is slightly, that'll be a different video. That's an arc fault circuit interrupter. They're required in bedrooms since 2002. Anyway, I hope this has been helpful. I get calls all the time. My power's not working in my bathroom or my kitchen after they moved in. And more than likely, the GFCI's tripped. I said, I want you to, before I come out there, I want you to walk through the house and look at the outlets in your bathroom. Now, they could be maybe not in that bathroom, they're connected to another bathroom, and see if you find one that the GFCI has popped out. There's several reasons that can cause it, but again, it's to keep you from being shocked or leading to electrocution. This has been Preston Sandler with Home Inspection Carolina. I hope this has been helpful. If you got some valuable information, hit the subscribe button. I'm not sure which side it's going to be on, but thanks for watching. Thanks.